The biblical woman I'd like to reflect on for International Women's Day is Jehosheba. Don't worry if you've never heard of her. I'd never heard of her either until I stumbled across her story in the middle of 2 Chronicles. Jehosheba was royal, the daughter and sister of kings, and aunt to another king, Joash. If it were not for Jehosheba, Joash would never have lived through his babyhood, let alone become king. He was born at a time of great turmoil and danger. His uncle Ahaziah had seized the throne and immediately set about killing off all other possible heirs and rivals. It would have been a time of great grief for Jehosheba. Royal herself, it was her family being slaughtered, and she herself could have been in great danger. Despite that, she took decisive action. She knew what was at stake. Ahaziah was going to turn people away from the worship of the Lord to worship Baal. And so Jehosheba protected the heir. At great cost to herself, she found him and his nurse and hid them away in the temple. For 6 years, Jehosheba and her husband Jehoiada the priest brought up Joash to prepare him for his future as king. She brought him up to know the law and to know the Lord. And after 6 years, Jehoiada brought Joash out of hiding, had him anointed and accepted as king. Joash went on to do what was right, to restore the temple and the worship of the living God. But if it were not for Jehosheba, the brave, decisive, wise, insightful Jehosheba, none of that could have happened.